Hello everybody, it's Matt. Dyan's in the background and welcome back to OK Aussie.
No, this isn't.
She's in the cabinet. Now, in a previous episode, she sent me on a journey to IKEA. You know what IKEA's like. Anyway, got the glass cabinet, built that last night. In between the dystonia and other weird stuff that's going on in this household. Things that keep happening here anyway. So, this morning's task, luckily it wasn't a 3:45 a.m. in the morning wake up. Thanks for that. Really appreciate that one. Thumbs up. Though, I could do with probably a bucket load more sleep, to be honest. Had to wake up early. We had the alarm set because we were expecting someone to come today, weren't we? Do you remember who we were expecting? Tradesperson. Now you know what it's like waiting for a tradesperson. It's almost as bad as waiting for a telehealth appointment. In fact, I had that as well. In fact, I haven't had that, but I'm still waiting for that. It is actually about 12:15. You see about the clock behind. And had a tradesperson turn up, late, of course, the plumber, for the bath. We haven't progressed. We've talked lots of things. We've taken lots of photos. We've looked around it, but it still hasn't progressed. Now then, she sent me on a trip, and that was to Kmart so that I could get some shelves, clear plastic shelves, to go inside the cabinet which I've built. Now these fold-out shelves are about $6.50 from Kmart. Clear plastic, got a bit of a lip on them, about 5mm rise, little metal stands that flip up. And what it does is obviously increases the vertical stacking that we can put inside the glass display cabinet without having to buy additional glass and try and create things. So Diane's going through the exercise right now of stacking everything into her glass cabinet. How you going, honey?
It's such fun.
It's such fun. She's having such fun.
I've reduced myself to needing felt.
What's that for, sweetie?
The dolls will not stand.
Okay. I have no idea what she's going to do with the felt. So anyway, that's a work in progress, I feel and I think.
It is a work in progress.
So, hi guys. Have you been looking after Mum whilst I've been away?
Yeah, they're missing.
They are. They've been keeping an eye on. So the bath. Remember that whole we've got a disability walk-in bath? Well, here it is. It hasn't progressed any further. So what are they having to actually do? I'm just going to explain the concept a little bit for you so you can actually see where we're at and why we're having to do it. Now the bath. This is the problem with trace people who may be new to something which they haven't seen before. And they put their hand up and say, look, I haven't seen one of these sort of baths before. And that's fantastic. It's the Windsor walk-in bath. It's for disabilities. It's a front opening bath that you actually do get to literally walk in, sit down, and you then close the door, and of course it fills up with water so you have the bath around you. Now, because it takes a while to fill up a bath, it's got these little jets which are for hot air initially to keep you warm. So if you've got thermal dysregulation, it keeps you warm whilst you're waiting for the water to creep up. And then they provide a jet feature, so spa function. So that's all cool. That's really good. But there's a few logic things for the plumbers which they didn't quite get a grasp of, quite work out, you could say. Concerning. So you can see the height of the bath, and you can see where the back rail fits into. So we can't move this flush against this. Also, you can imagine if you're sitting in a bath facing this way, I'm not quite sure how you are going to be able to independently turn to get to the tap and the mixer to control all those things. No, that would be stupid. Hence why these ones are at the front, so that you, while sitting in the bath, can reach, do the mixing of the waters, hot, cold, plus also get the tap logic. So they need to go and get that. Looking at a hairdresser style tap so that they can actually, Diane can easily herself independently, which is the whole idea of this, she can do independently or with a carer. Not only have a bath, but if she needs to rinse off or wash her hair, you know, hose, flexible, spray, put it back, plus adjust the water. Now inside the bath, it does actually have a very special function of the chain which you can pull up, and it automatically releases the big open sized drain plug to flood the water out very, very quickly. You can also twist the spigot to do the same thing. Or if in a case of emergency, say there's a seizure or something going on with a medical emergency, I can obviously open this big handle at the front and open the door. Yes, it will flood out, but there is a drain point right there. Okay, so the hard part for them, the plumbers, is they have to actually take off the back bar, cover that over, because it's got to be waterproof, you know, so you're going to finish that up. They have to actually look at the two copper pipes that come down, the hot and the cold copper pipes, where they actually meet in this union where the water mixer comes, because that then becomes a single Y point to the release. They're going to have to actually take the tiles out. They're going to have to drop the copper pipe a little bit. They're going to have to attach some flexible pipe to go into the bath structure to create the hot-cold control taps, as well as the actual hose part. Put this flush against the wall, put some silicone there. Bob's your uncle, and Dyan will have a bath before Christmas. Yeah, thanks for that, saying sure in the background. So anyway, off they go. They've taken their photos. They had a little thought about it. I mean, look, it actually says it all on the website when you buy the product. It's got all the technical specifications, but do you think they read? Sadly, they didn't actually bother to read. No one reads these days. Good hobby reading, take it up. So they'll work out what they're doing eventually, and finally, someday, one day, maybe Dyan will finally get a bath. We could really do with it right now. It would be really useful. At the moment, she baths every 4th day, and when she does that on the nose, no, we obviously bed bath in between. It's actually a big strain for her. It actually is exhausting. It takes the heart rate up to 190 beats. It causes her, when she comes back, to have to lie down. Her heart rate drops to 40 beats. Her oxygen stats drop really low, down to 80. Feathers. I only cleaned you guys yesterday. Oh, goodness me. Hey, are you listening? These birds are always keeping on top of me. What are they doing? So Dyan's been decluttering in preparation for the shelf. So she's actually gone around her room and taken things away, reduced the stuff as much as she can do. She's not good at reducing. She tries. She does actually try. And now that she set me on the task, and that's really what I do a lot of times, she actually bosses me around a lot. She tells me where to go. I'm sure she's quite happy to tell me where to go. Well, she basically gives me a list and say, off you go and get it, because she can't. She's stuck at home recovering and resting. Now, even this exercise, her being up and about now to try and put all these things in, it's something that she needs to do for herself. She's been conserving her energy by being in bed.
Okay, that hand ain't so strong.
Okay, your hand's still not strong. Now, what's the update from the dystonia situation? Yes, big oh dear. Hence why I'm waiting for the call. Now, that's the other reason I got up early in the morning. You know, you set your alarms, get up and have a shower, get ready to meet the plumber. Didn't turn up for about 45 minutes late. Waiting for the phone call from the doctor at 8:30. 12:30 now. Still haven't had the phone call. It will happen. He's good. You know, we've got a great relationship, Dyan's doctor. We're very flexible. We understand that he'll deal with the patients and necessary emergencies in clinic, and then he'll get to me. He'll still get to me. It's just some stage later on, before he goes home or during his lunch break or whatever else. That's okay. We'll have a catch up. Now, Dyan is struggling after the dystonia. The dystonia causes contraction, where the hand, wrist flexing in, the elbow, bicep flexing in, locking in. After that brief video, we saw this occurring and we tried the hot cold, which is actually very good. It's actually one of the known things to actually help with dystonia, as well as there's some sensory tricking, as they call it, that you can try to do to try and distract that part of the neurological signaling, the nerve signaling to the brain. That might give short 5 or 10 or 15 seconds relief from that sort of thing. There are stretching activities, but even that's not always a good thing. Particularly if you're not locked in, doesn't mean you can. It doesn't mean that if by stretching it out, trying to unlock it, that you can't do damage with muscle tears, avulsions and other things. So, where is she at? 4 hours last night she had the dystonic posturing. It's actually also, there's different names. It's a focal dystonia because it's actually focused into a very set location on the body. So it's not full body in this case. It was actually very much focused to her left hand. She'd been doing an activity, which is actually a common trigger for dystonia, doing an activity, and then that muscle utilization had then caused the overuse, so to speak, the brain going, yeah, don't like this, and this locked in contraction. It was locked in. It'd be like me trying to literally do an arm wrestle with a Russian arm wrestling champion to try and get it. It was that stiff and rigid. 4 hours. And it was very sore. It's very sore last night. It's been very sore this morning. It has had some milder versions on her right hand as well. We have had dystonia in the feet with internal flexation of the feet after a seizure, post-seizure, in like the Todd's paralysis component. Weird things happen with muscles and contractions and neurology. It's a bit of an unknown entity. They still don't know where these things come from and happen. Really? So rare. Why does she have to have all the rare shit? She is the rare Pokemon. And it's a good thing to say the rare syndrome component, because guess what? 22q 11.2 deletion syndrome, a chromosomal disorder which Dyan has actually got. There is actually a correlation to expect these sort of things. They actually go hand in hand with myclonus seizures. That's blue tack.
Yeah, they put like a little, looks like a piece of blue tack.
Yes.
Oh, here, I'm blind.
And you went to reach for the blue tack.
I was trying to get it.
Hey, blue tack marketing,
waxed.
don't put blue tack in your pictures, because, yeah,
For
your
people
spatial
with
recognition,
eyesight
your
problems.
eyesight problems.
Rubbish.
Rubbish. She always gives me the rubbish. That's all I am
I'm
good for.
just
You know, sends me off on all these
asking
trips
for
around the
some
countryside and rubbish. Now, this cabinet, and we'll get to that in a moment, but with the dystonia side of things, 22q, there's a correlation between myclonus. Now, she gets the myclonus tics and the jerks, the sudden movement, think restless legs, but all over your body. And it's also a correlation to that with her Tourette's, the motor tics, where suddenly she can do these weird actions and flings and whatever else. Yeah, so myclonus jerks or myclonus seizures, which actually they are a tie-in correlation to the dystonia, and particularly for patients with a genetic condition. So you can be born with them. They can be related to medication. They can be related to, unfortunately, cardiac-related issues, so heart attack and stroke, which Dyan has had a cardiac event in March, April this year. And, of course, it can be related to depleted oxygen. Guess what we've been dealing with is depleted oxygen saturation. As you've seen, she's been wearing the pulse oximeter. She's not wearing it today. I'm not going to do this to her every day. I'm not going to say, hey, wear all these bits and bobs and gadgets and, you know, take your blood pressure and wear this thing, and I'm going to put a thermometer in your ear. And it's like over-medicalisation. Okay, we're not doing it. We're trying to live life. We're trying to have some fun, even though she might be at ground level. She's trying to have some fun. So we do these things when we need to. More spasmodically these days, we've already got the data. We've got the information. We know that it's happening. We know that it hasn't actually just suddenly gone away. It's not disappeared. Wish it would. And we've communicated that to the clinical team. It's been put into a hospital notes, the doctor. Hence why part of the call today is actually to talk about, well, what can we do about these things, you know? As we had a good conversation with Dyan, remember Dyan's autistic. It's very hard for her to express and explain, particularly with introception, a lack of self-awareness and understanding of internal feelings, but also being able to express these changes. And also there's a bit of a fear part to this. I don't want to acknowledge and recognize that, hey, there's something weird, stupid thing happening with my body. Yeah, I don't want to tell Matt, because he'll go, oh my God, another weird thing? The doctor's going to go, oh, what, another weird thing? Well, no, they're actually all related. And it's actually important to understand these things, because we have to keep track of all the things that are going on. Unfortunately, she's been having the dystonic posture and sensations, starting with tremors and cramping, for about a week now. Okay, and that can correlate to changes that might be happening, changes in the medication, the reductions that we're seeing in the oxygen saturation levels during that period of time, which has obviously got worse, not better. The issues with her heart, where her POTS, particularly postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, has become very rangy, from incredibly low to 40 up to about 190 at rest, sitting down or lying down, more to the point, quite commonly, doing nothing, and she's getting these incredibly weird ranges of stuff happening. So all of that could be part of what's going on. But it's not much fun, and I'm seeing her today struggle with doing things. You know, her little T-Rex arms, as I sometimes call them, because she does keep her arms in, and she's little. You know, she's a little small thing. So show me your T-Rex arms. Yeah, that. Okay.
I want to blow up one.
You want to blow up a T-Rex?
And I want to run
a
up
T-Rex
and down
costume?
the street
That'd be
and
funny.
say, hi.
As the T-Rex?
Because it makes people laugh.
It does. You like
Isn't
making
it?
people laugh. So that's something that she would like to get hold of. Maybe she can wear that to Comic-Con. Actually, maybe I should wear that to Comic-Con, and you can dress as the Disney princess. This is the progress update report, because you are making such great headway. We're really organised. The making and the building of this IKEA cabinet wasn't actually that hard. It was actually fairly quite straightforward to put together. So that's great. Getting these little dividers, sub-layer dividers, which I measured up very carefully and obviously did the online searching with Dyan, and when she sent me off I went to Kmart, picked them up, $6.50 each. Great, we've spent about $19 in getting them. Only 3 of them, but wow, they really do open up the cabinet to create better value of the spacing.
Yeah.
It's maximised the space so that you can put all these things in. And these things now declutter the rest of the house, making free space a bit better, we hope, for now, before they get filled up again. But it improves the cleaning, accessibility for dusting, but also brings together her special collections. Now, Dyan is autistic, but she also collects. She loves collecting. They're not things that she actually plays with. You know, for example, the dolls aren't something she actually picks up and plays with. They're something that she just likes to get. And she has a theme. So, for example, most of these ones are actually Disney-related characters, quite commonly. So, don't you want to explain any bit more about that yourself, Dyan?
Yeah, like I just think that, you know, adult collectors of toys are misunderstood.
Well, I'm the same. I've got Star Wars. I'm 54 and she's 50. I've got Star Wars toys. I've got comic books that I've collected. In fact, some of the comic books I was reading as a 5 and a 6-year-old, I've got back into and started to recollect almost 50 years later. It's been really cool actually to go and get the Commando comics. But collectors are like that. They like things that
Do you know what this reminds me of?
What are you, collecting gum nuts or something?
Farm. Competing with the cousins and the brother.
Right.
To get the most stuff.
Stuff.
This is a good... Look how much is in here. Look at this pouch.
Yes, you've got a pouch.
Okay.
Yes.
This
You're an
my
Australian
skills.
marsupial, you are. You're like a kangaroo or a koala. Koalas and kangaroos obviously have a pouch for their baby. How are my babies over here going, by the way? Are you guys doing good? What's happening? You know it's spring, don't you? You got a job to do, Jasmine. I've got you a
It is
little...
actually officially spring.
It is spring, and I've got her a little nesting box at the bottom, which I've put in. So she's all set, ready to go. We're going to get baby budgerigars. We hope. We'll keep you updated on that one. So, how is progress happening down here?
Right. Well, now I'm like, whew.
Exhausted.
Yes, exhausted.
Right.
I'm about to do the last bottom shelf.
Okay.
Nothing on the table I've missed.
No, you haven't actually missed. You've done well.
Great.
Cool.
Haven't managed to have a shower because of the plumber problem.
Well, we were hoping to have a
And
bath.
he was out,
And of
I
course,
had
that
to
was
be
just wishful thinking.
supervised and assisted with my whole routine
Mm-hmm.
of bathing. So, anyway, I showered yesterday. It's not a big deal, but you know what it's like. Sometimes you feel like you need it, and I've had to do a little bit of dusting because with this process, did you show them how
I have decluttered and shown some of those things.
the ice cream thing that I bought?
Oh, I haven't
I
shown you
bought
that.
an art piece, and I've just
I will show them briefly that
improved
right
it
now.
because it was falling apart.
It's a bit of a show and tell section today, isn't it? Okay, so Diane's obviously, whilst I was away at Kmart, keeping herself sane and busy. She's used Mod Podge just to, and this is a resin piece that she actually purchased. It's got little plastic confetti over it, which makes that look like that, but they were kept on falling off. So she's used Mod Podge. They'll dry clear. It'll create a seal and it'll keep them contained so that they won't obviously run away, fall away, or do anything like that. Good idea. I don't want confetti all over the house personally. The shelves are coming together. Wow.
It was absolutely falling apart.
Hmm.
It was doing my head in. The imperfections in it were driving my brain crazy.
Okay.
And I've got the expertise because I could literally make something like that. So I decided to get the Mod Podge out. My extra little, I've got the fake, what do you call it? The fake sprinkles.
Sprinkles.
And Mod Podge dries clear.
Yep.
So I decided, well, I'm just going to get going and get this thing improved. And basically, you know, seeing as though I'm focusing on ornaments, why not just make sure every ornament is in good condition?
Idea.
And some ornaments have just been ditched because they're just...
It's a good chance to declutter
You know,
and get rid of stuff.
no
but
one's
have
gonna
things that
want
are
them.
important, precious to you
Yes.
in a way which you can nicely
We're
display
just
them.
keeping the
Keep them
things
dust free,
I want.
out of the way. That's
Yeah.
good, keeping things contained. So at this stage, I'm still on hold, waiting for the plumber to come back. Again, the saga continues. I've had 3 phone calls related to the plumbing situation, but I still don't know what they're going to do. They've got to work out the tiles, removing the tiles, so they're going to get a tiler to do that part. They have to do the plumbing part, get the actual components, put it all in, do the elastic, patch things up.
Head part.
Is anything easy these days? It all takes time, doesn't it? So
This is dust, isn't it?
that will be dust.
Okay, I need a wiper or something.
Right. Okay.
She just like.
If that's the way you're going to treat the guitar, you're not getting
Okay.
any near my guitar, by the way.
Oh,
Now, my
can you
guitar, I'm
fix
waiting for over in the
her
corner
for me?
for the electric tuner so
Oh,
I can start actually
no.
getting into that. What have you done?
Can you fix her?
Why am I the one fixing her?
Can you fix
I'm
her?
going to fix.
Seriously, she's a mess.
Chances of her fixing it are a little
I've
bit.
got zero chance of succeeding, and you know.
Okay, very cute. But
So how about you just save me the I can't fix it.
yes.
You know, and just go,
I
I'll
get that.
fix it for you.
Right.
Let's
Okay.
just skip the part of me having a bit of
Okay.
meltdown because I can't have the.
Okay.
Ability.
I will get this sorted out for you somehow around the waist, I think.
Thank you.
In between the taffeta little
And
things that
I'm
maybe
just
be holding
squeezing
her up.
in my gems, guys. It's literally a
Very
squeeze.
Taylor Swift-esque
What is?
style. Look.
Is it?
It is. Okay, she comes from the
Okay.
microphone. Where does the microphone come from? You can't have both. You
Well,
can't.
it's got to be at her mouth because, of course, that's
Oh
where
my
the.
God.
That's where we hear her.
Right.
Okay, so it is what it is at this point.
It is? Right, I think I've got
Until
it.
we put her back in.
I think I've got it.
I'm going to put my scissors back where
Okay,
they
it's
go.
fragile, but
I
it's
actually have
sorted
a
out.
new home. my
Okay, it's
scissors.
fragile. Take your time, go slow, even the hand,
Okay.
balance
Her hair
it.
does this because she's
Right.
got the bestest hair in the world.
Okay. Are you now sorted?
Why
Do
is
you
she
feel
laying
that
back?
you're contained? Was the Leaning Tower of Pisa, really, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, so we have finally got them
it's
in
done.
place.
So I can't say I didn't do a thing.
You did a thing. She did a thing.
I'm so not well. This lack of oxygen is affecting my body so bad. So I don't go out as much.
I'm glad you finished coughing
tired
because this
all the
morning you've been
time.
coughing and wheezing
Have I?
for yeah. I know you have.
I know that I'm struggling to talk. That's how much the oxygen affects me, and that's how much I'm stuttering as well.
Yeah. So the stuttering's become more pronounced.
Yeah.
Your thought processes and coordination, I can see.
I've lost
Word
train of
finding,
thought
train of
quickly.
thought, your ability to do simple actions have become a lot harder. That's the washing machine. Yeah, so I've got the washing machine on, I've got the dishwasher on. I know.
So now
all
I
this
can
stuff,
clean
so-
my dining table.
Yes.
Yay.
Yay.
You know how you have to have a dump zone?
Hmm.
And yeah, I was you know what I wanted in here was the minis from the kitchen, but I guess the kitchen needs to have the cutesy
Well,
bits too.
appropriately, they
Yeah,
actually
But I've got to
suit the area.
clean them.
Mhm. Now remember, we could also put another shelf on top of that to give you some additional height if
I
you
can
wanted
see
to go.
fingerprints.
Well, I'm sure there would be. My fingerprints are all over this, having to put it together. It's very difficult managing and holding glass.
Can
to keep
you
it safe.
remove
Can I remove my fingers or the fingerprints?
fingerprints?
I'll do that progressively. All right,
But
guys.
basically, yeah, I'm going to clean my dining table, but I've done a lot of dusting, and yeah, not good for an asthmatic doing dusting when you're not having oxygen levels that are.
No, not sensible,
Good,
is it?
in
But
safe
then your
range.
OCD is pushing you
And I've
through
got to
these
do the
things.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Now, the studio, art room, all that is perfect because, as you guys
Been
know,
done recently.
it's just been done recently and it took us a long time, so we've kept that clean.
Yep.
But we do have to clean the kitchen.
Yep.
I've done over here, guys, that's been done. That's going to get done, and that's been done naturally because I've collected from there,
Those are great things.
for here.
So basically, the plastic shelf inserts we've got from Kmart, they're $6.50 each, 3 of those. The actual IKEA cabinet, about $130, I think, I pay for that.
Yeah, 139, guys.
139
These
for
are. You
IKEA.
can get black.
Yeah, black or white.
Black coated steel or white
And they're
coated
very easy to
steel.
put together.
138.
Yeah, it's good. It's just a nice little place to put your
Yeah.
things aside.
I've been
on
waiting
display,
for a while for
dust-free.
this because it's like it's been on my mind and
Mhm.
I thought, oh no, it's just not going to happen. And then I just decided, you know what? There's a window of opportunity. I'm just going to do it.
Right. Well,
Because I
we
know that it's going to make like.
Oh, we'll make it
Look,
a lot
I can
easier.
get a cleaner in, but living in a hotel room size
It's very small
apartment
and personal.
is convenient in that way. We've got enough space. You don't need more space.
Yep.
We want more space. We go out. So basically, it's
Well, you
really
do
easy clean.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just making it the easiest because I'm noticing that yeah, having that independence doing it yourself, I could get a cleaner a weekly.
But I think
But I
your
don't want
OCD doesn't exactly let you
No, I
do
don't
that
like
either.
touching
They
stuff.
don't exactly. Dyan is
I
very
don't like
noticeable
people
if something
touching
is
myself.
touched, if it's moved, rotated, and that's a difficult thing to do. Now I'm just noticing behind me
Yeah, what about them?
the M&Ms.
Oh, my new.
Dyan's M&Ms
I
from
got them
Shein.
from Shein.
We've
It
got
was so
gummies
cheap.
on the.
Shein.
Is there anything on the other side? Oh, and of course you've got your Disney
That was from Woolworths.
magnets on the other side. Do you have magnets on your fridge? Do you do those sort of things? Love to
I
hear
try
in
keep
the
them
comments
secret,
below.
like tucked away.
Tucked away, yeah.
But I like.
I'm sorry,
them
I've showed you a
looking
secret.
Sweet.
Aw.
But basically, the Mickey ear thing.
Yeah.
I came up with that because of a Christmas decoration that
Yeah.
everyone was making in America.
That's right, those
with
the
the baubles,
baubles,
which
yeah.
I've actually got in my collection of baubles. So you'll probably see them for Vlogmas.
Yeah.
But I've created the same thing with those gem magnets.
Hey, does.
Sorry.
Cool little
Disney thing.
Disney thing. You have got a
And
bit of a
Mr.
Disney
Coke.
thing going on.
He's
Yeah.
holding the world in his hand.
Coke
He's
is
got
up the
a lot
top
of pressure
there.
on his shoulders.
Yep, up there. He has. He's got a lot of things.
That's my most recent picture.
Yep, and I've seen your picture up there.
Yeah.
Art is all around us, and it's Dyan's creations. It's things that she's made, all things that give
I want
her
it to
joy,
be
and we
really
like to
nice.
have things that spark a bit of joy.
But we do need to do a bit of dusting, and then of course
Yes.
with spring being here,
Spring's in
we
the air.
actually need to clean the
Spring clean?
balcony.
Oh my god, already?
We get our
She's got a list of jobs
we
for
get
me.
our alfresco cleaned for us, but what I need you to do, which I am
Here it
gonna
comes.
help, I am gonna help.
Oh yeah.
So it has to be a day when I'm well enough. We need to take everything out,
Out where? Who? Why?
everything out
What?
of the storage,
Storeroom?
except for the cupboard, of course.
Tell her
That
she's
is
dreaming.
stupid.
As I
And
said
it
from the
needs to be
castle.
vacuumed and
The
mopped
show.
with the outdoor mop.
Tell her
Because
she's
it
dreaming.
is dusty.
Well, you know what I
This
can
is a
do?
new- no, but this
Hold on,
is-
no, here's what I can do is I can go in the garden blower and I can use the garden blower inside of the storeroom and see what happens then.
Oh, and you want the fireman to go, you're an idiot.
We had someone in the apartment
They'll tell you you're
structure
an idiot.
a couple of
They'll
days ago
laugh.
use
Yeah.
a garden blower
I agree.
inside of their little storeroom,
I
thinking that's just going to get
concur.
all the dust off the walls and, you know, blow it all out.
He's an
It
idiot.
created this storm of dust particles
Good
which
one.
clogged up the fire sensor, which immediately triggered the
be
fire
so
alarms, which
nice.
immediately brought the whole fire
All
brigade.
our
Hey, you were
alarms
very
went
happy
off.
to see the fire brigade again, and it wasn't your cooking this time, so
Wasn't my
it wasn't your
cooking.
cooking either. Look, guys, give Dyan a big thumbs up. She has been productive.
So,
She
guys,
has
if
done and
you've
finished
got
her
collectibles
project. It
and you
involved
love
me
collecting-
going to IKEA and me to go to Kmart and doing. And I've done a few things here.
He's my support person,
I am.
guys, and I really appreciate it.
I don't appreciate it. It's all part of the teamwork.
If you need to keep things dust free, whether
That's a good
you're
idea.
just a busy person, or you're like a working person, or you're disabled,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter what it is, just know that, especially you autistics like
There
me,
are solutions
if you like
around.
your collections, this is like a good solution.
Yeah.
And you can even get these things probably second hand.
And how's the hand feeling at the moment? Because I'm looking at that at the moment.
They're just both weak at the moment.
Weak?
So I've been doing a lot of
So that's the
dusting
after
this
effect of
morning,
dystonia
and I've
is
been doing
weakness,
dusting.
muscle aches and pains.
I've been dusting this morning. So I've
Yeah.
been using my hands.
Which
and
is
my
not a bad
wrists.
thing. It's from like an OT physio perspective. We want you doing movement. We don't
It
want
was
things
hard
locking up
doing
and
that.
seizing.
You know, I was painting
Yeah.
the
But there's also a bridge
the
point. We don't want you to do
thing.
too
No, but when
much
I
to trigger it
fixed
again.
You know, when I fixed it, when I was painting the last part,
Your Mod
naturally
Podge,
being the
yep.
last bit, which was the stick bit,
Yeah,
and I was doing glitter and Mod Podge.
right.
Because I was matching the glitter.
Hmm.
My wrist, I noticed, just stopped moving, stopped doing that. And I
Right.
was like, ooh, if I keep going with this,
If you keep going,
this was an activity that took
good awareness, and
longer.
again, this is why we're sharing the
I
conversation
would've
with
probably
you.
ended
I'm
up
really
in.
happy to hear that you're becoming
so I
aware.
take breaks.
Taking breaks is super
Yeah,
duper
it
important.
works.
You can apply heat and ice to it as
And
you
then
go
shake 'em
along.
out. Just-
Shake it out's a good thing.
Or
Stop
it
doing the
hurts,
things
though.
that cause the pain.
But anyway.
Anyway, guys,
Yeah.
thumbs up like I said. Comments, questions, leave them below. If you haven't
brain
subscribed already, do so. Hit the
controls
notification
every
bell.
part of your body.
Yeah.
It is a nightmare if your brain is broken.
Exactly.
So if you know anyone with a broken brain, be kind.
Be gentle.
Okay?
Have patience.
Because we get people's names mixed up and they get so offended, and we're going, seriously, if I was 80, you would be going, it's okay. But when
Yeah.
you're young,
It's like
no,
having dementia.
people are like,
well, she's actually
I'm
prodoma too
so
in the onset
offended, and
dementia.
it's like, I'm sorry.
You
Like,
don't mean
it's
to.
terrible, guys.
Yeah.
Like, the lack of oxygen to my brain, I'm doing even worse.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, we'll
love
see you
guys.
in another episode real soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.